Now, the series that caught my attention when it came out had to be the Western Conference Finals. New v old, the two best teams in basketball going head to head. One of the greatest coaches of all time against a young upstart coach who's shown flaws but a lot of promise. And two of the most humble, selfless stars the league has seen in the last 20 years. Tim Duncan, who's been doing it since he came in 1997 and winning, playing for the team, and Durant, who looks like he's going to be following Duncan's footsteps on his path to glory. Now, this series had a lot of hype for basketball enthusiasts, and I was worried it wouldn't live up to it, but I've been wrong. I mean, we've had 20-point blowouts, we've had 9-point deficits erased in the fourth quarter, we've had close games in every game, and we've had, which was going to come, Kevin Durant taking over in the fourth with 16 straight in game 4. I mean, this series has had everything. We've had Tony Parker go from all-world point guard in game 1 and 2 to what's he really providing on the court each time he steps on, which you've got to credit the Thunder for, with the obvious rotation of Cephalosha onto him, which I personally think Scott Brooks took too long to do. After game 1, I always suggested that this is needed. We've had Russell Westbrook showing from game 3 onwards he can run the point guard how people want him to run it. I don't think this is the most effective way for the Thunder. I think they need him to be that aggressive scorer type to free up space for the rest of the team. But the fact that he can run the point guard comforts me, because it lets me know that when others are on fire, he is willing to take that step back, and that's only going to come in time. This kid's 23. He wasn't a point guard when he got drafted. He could play it, but he wasn't a point guard. He's learning the position on the fly, and I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. To me, I look at, last year's MVP, Derrick Rose. I don't see a lot of differences. I mean, to me, they're the same player. Rose is a better finisher around the rim, believe it or not. Westbrook's a better defender. But overall, there's slight differences. They balance out, and I think they're the same player. Rose is a bit more laid back. Westbrook gets it. I mean, this guy is aggressive. I mean, it depends what you want. Two different personalities. By all means, both work. But this series has provided everything and more. And that win 2 nights ago in San Antonio with the clutch 3 by James Harden. You looked at those Spurs faces and they looked dejected, down. They looked in a way that veteran team hasn't looked all year. And I haven't seen that look on their faces in a long time. I mean, this series isn't even over. Game 6 is tonight, and the Spurs can feasibly take this. I mean, they are a good team, and they've shown that all year. They've won in Oklahoma's backcourt. They can do this, but will they? The way they're playing, no. They need their role players, their others, to step up. I don't know if this will happen. Danny Green, Gary Neal, Bonner, I mean, they look all sorts wayward. They're lost. They're gone. I don't know where they disappeared through this series, but they need to come back if the Spurs stand a chance. Dewan Blair, I'm surprised hasn't got more burn. He's killed the Thunder in the past, and the few times he seems to have played the series that I've seen him, he's made a difference only for the good for the Spurs. But that's not to take away from the Thunder big men. I mean, they're playing out of their minds since Game 3. Ibaka is showing that jump shot that has surprised people in the playoffs, but Thunder fans and Thunder analysts know he's had that all year round, the open 15 to 18 foot jump shot. He's got that in his arsenal. People just, obviously they see the Thunder, they think Harden, Durant, Westbrook. This boy can score as well as defender, right? He's not explosive, he's not lights out like those three, but he can score. He can get you those 15 points if you put him in his spots. But my shout for the game tonight, Thunder take it by 6. Take it by 6 in 6. And then move on to the finals in what has to be considered a phenomenal achievement for this team, coaching staff, and everyone involved, because 4 years ago, we hear it more than enough, they were 3-29 to start the season. They're now looking at knocking out 3 of the biggest Western Conference dynasties of the last 15 years, the Mavericks, Lakers and Spurs, and perhaps even facing the Eastern Conference dynasty that's still relevant, Boston Celtics. If this team had any more hurdles to jump over, I can't see them. They're taking everything in their stride, taking it on the chin, and they're running with it. Every year is a learning process. Now, it might still be too soon. They might not know how to close out a game tonight. This is huge. Closing out a game against the best team in basketball for the past year. That's difficult. That's pressure. That takes teamwork. That takes focus. That takes no stupid jump shots. That takes rotations. That takes no mistakes and playing your game. Now, they've done that so far, so I can't say they won't. But this is a different case. A closeout game, Game 6, to reach the NBA Finals. We'll see. I have faith. I think Oklahoma will do this. But I could easily see the Spurs coming out and really taking it to them. But we'll see. But overall, the series has been fantastic, and I think it's shown the Eastern Conference what basketball looks like, what execution looks like. Now, I know the Celtics, phenomenal executing team, but they're obviously having their offensive woes. Let's not discredit Thunder and Spurs for not being able to play defense, because they can and they are. Their offense is just that much better. They are that good on the offensive end, both of them, at running their sets, getting to their spots, and putting pressure on the other team. So I think whoever wins between the Spurs and Oklahoma wins the ring this year. I think they've got the championship in the back pocket, whether it be Miami or Celtics that make the NBA Finals. I really think that's irrelevant. I think Spurs or Oklahoma have it. And I think tonight's going to be a fantastic game. As always, check out my blog, hit me up on Twitter, or just add a comment below and I'll try and get back to you. I'm sure there's some disagreements out there, but yeah, double take debate. Enjoy the rest of your day.